Hey guys, the Big Texan here, coming to you with a very cool toy pickup. This past weekend over in Bridgeton, Missouri, there was the toy show. Toy Man Show, I think is actually what it's called. Happens every couple of months, but this weekend was one. First time I ever went to it, and man, it was awesome because it did not disappoint. If you've been following the channel, you know my toys that I pick up are from a bunch of different toy lines, whether it be pro wrestling. Here lately, it's been Scooby-Doo. If you've seen the last video, I picked up my first ever Ecto-1 Ghostbusters, vehicle. So even He-Man, Star Wars, I collected all, and this show didn't disappoint. I just picked up my very first Ecto-1 Ghostbusters vehicle, and in my last video I told you this is the first toy I ever got from the Ghostbusters line, and that just led me to buy more. So this weekend at the toy show, the very first booth I went to, and let's see, oh, he doesn't have his name on there, but I was able to pick up the 4 main Ghostbusters. So I was able to pick him up and pick up Peter, pick up Winston, what was his name? Egon. I picked up Egon. So this was Ray. I picked up Ray and Peter. Very cool. Now these aren't the original ones, but I'm okay with that because the Ecto-1 is not the original vehicle. I paid $14.99 for it at Ollie's. But these are very cool. They look, man, I can't talk, identical to the original one. So it has the backpack. It has the gun with these guys that break all the time. So very cool pickup. Picked up one of the original monsters. Don't know his name, but you squeeze his body, his head pops out. Which I thought was very cool. And I was able to pick up an icon from the Ghostbusters. I picked up the Marshmallow Man. And you can see I picked them all. All these were $5 a piece. So I picked up 6 things from the Ghostbusters line. Cost me 30 bucks. Very cool. I'm going to put them together with the vehicle. Have a nice display in one of the cabinets. Very awesome pickup, and the price, I couldn't beat the price. One thing that did cost me a little bit of money, and it's not exactly that I paid up for these, but these just cost money. So even to get one in terrible condition, it's still going to cost money. But my love, LJN's, I picked up a one-man gang. He does have a little bit of wear. But as anyone knows, that last line of the LJNs, the whole body was just one base color, and the rest was just painted on. So any type of rubbing, you're going to go back to the base color. So one-man gang, it's very hard to find one mint without some sort of rub, but he's very cool. And I've met this guy one time before. He came into SICW. Very cool to talk with. He hung out with us all day. Very nice gentleman. Glad to pick him up. Then I was able to pick up 2 more LJNs, and it's a tag team. And I never had these as a kid. Now, I had the original version of one of these guys because it's a very common LJN, and that is Tito Santana. But I had the original Tito Santana, the one with the purple gear. But this is his Strike Force gear, which is all white. And of course, his tag team partner was Rick Martel. Later became the model, the Rick Martel. Very cool pickup. I actually was looking at these on eBay for the longest time, but the prices was just too much for me, and at the toy show, I was able to make a good deal. I didn't pay what he actually wanted, and it was him who said, well, you already picked him up. I'll toss these in for a better price. So you can wheel and deal at these shows. Very cool pickup. So a total of 3 LJNs I was able to score at this show. So I scored some Ghostbusters, scored some LJNs. Well, let me stick with wrestling just one more time, because I picked a little bit of the bubbly. And I'm talking about the Hulk Hogan shampoo bottle. Very cool. I've seen these guys before, never in my hand. It was a great price. It still has some of the shampoo in there. Of course, I don't need any of that. Head's a little faded on the color, but the rest of the bottle looks pretty damn good. And he's just going to go right along with these Hulk Hogans that I've been collecting. Anyone knows Hulk Hogan was my favorite growing up as a kid. Reminded me a lot of my father. My father and Hulk Hogan were both going bald on top and kept their very long hair around the sides and the back. And my dad was a machinist, so he played with a hammer all day long, bending steel. And I say when his arms are big, they were big. He definitely looked like he lifted weights, and he didn't lift weights at all. But very cool pickup. Glad I picked him up. But so now, the other stuff. You know, like I said, I pick up from all the toy lines from my childhood. If I played with them as a child, I'm going to buy them and display them now. Now, these aren't the versions from my childhood, but I was able to pick up a Battle Cat from the He-Man line. This is a newer version. You know, his joints all move, head all moves, and the original one, you know, didn't. It was a very stiff Battle Cat. But he made me a great deal if I bought the cat. He threw in the He-Man as well. So I actually picked up the He-Man. Again, this is the newer version of the He-Man, so he's more movable in his joints, so his wrist and his elbows. And, you know, the original He-Man character, of course, his arms and legs would move, but not the knees and not the ankles or anything like that. But got him as well with all his stuff and his comic book. So very cool pickup to pick up He-Man and his Battle Cat. I love this one. If you guys watched a couple of the earlier videos, you've seen that I've been picking up a lot of Scooby-Doo. Of course, it's been from a thrift store, and I've been picking them up pretty cheap. But they had a Scooby-Doo character there that I didn't have yet. Hopefully I won't find him at the thrift store, you know. But he was $4 at this toy show, and that is Captain Redbeard from the Scooby-Doo line. Still have his $4 tag on him, so clearly I'm telling you the prices I paid. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for the LJNs because they were a little bit more, but $4 for this guy. Pretty cool pickup. He's going to be added to my cabinet. I'll show you that display in another video because that's all nice and set up, and I just keep adding a figure here and there. What I really like, and I'm going to backtrack to the He-Man. So Trapjaw, growing up as a kid, Trapjaw was blue. But in the comic books, in the later issues, he was yellow, and I did not know that. I was never a comic book kid. I was a toy kid and a cartoon kid. So my Trapjaw was blue, and I have him in the cabinet, and he's blue. But this one is yellow. And as soon as I seen that yellow popped up to me, and I was like, man, that is an awesome freaking color. And he, very awesome. I got all of his attachments for his arm, got the comic book for him, but he's the comic book version of Trapjaw. That color just pops so good. Very toy elegant. So I was so glad to pick him up. Do not remember how much I paid. What does this say? It says $8. I don't think I paid $8 for it because I was getting deals left and right at the toy show. And that's what you gotta love at these toy shows. You know, they put a price down on it, but you know, that's them wanting to get the high end of the spectrum. So they leave a little room to negotiate with. And if you buy more, they normally give you a discount. Now these other ones are from the He-Man, but they're just like little, I don't know, little toy versions, smaller toy versions, I guess you would say. So it's just a little guy, but it's all different figures from the He-Man line. I thought these were very cool, and he charged me $1. And this one he threw in, Evil Lynn. He said that she was too small of a character, so he just gave it to me. So basically, I paid $4 for 5 of these. You know, Skeletor. I have a shit ton of Skeletors, just different versions. So I was happy to pick this guy up. And I think this is the first one I picked up, and then I just started looking at the other ones. I was like, all right, give me those as well. And then the evil He-Man himself as well. So very cool pickups. If you're ever in the St. Louis area, look up the Toy Man Show. Posted everywhere on Facebook, so you can look it up on Facebook too, the Toy Man Show, and get it, because I think it's every other month, so I want to say the next one's in November. I could be wrong on that. I tried to look up the dates before I hit record, but I didn't see it right away, and I really want to get this video out there. Very cool pickups. You know, the Squared Ring podcast, my wrestling podcast that I host every night with Bobby D and Nasty Nate. We're actually part of a Comic-Con for the Shriners, November 15th. It's put on by the Shriners. It's a very cool Comic-Con. I went to it last year just as a fan, and it's set up just how this toy show is as well. There's a few comic book artists and voice actors that's going to be there. And then if you're into comic books, or if you're into toys or Pokemon cards or sports cards, everything is there. So I'll keep you posted on that. Again, this is a small channel. It's just a passion project of what I love, and I love talking to you guys about it. So if you love what I love and what you love, and it's the same thing, subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. I normally reply to all the comments unless you guys really hate the video. Then I still might reply, but I love talking to you guys about the Scooby-Doos and stuff like that, because I had no idea on the last video of Scooby-Doo. I had a great conversation about a guy who watched the Netflix. I didn't know Netflix redid Scooby-Doo. There's 2 seasons on there. Go watch it, because there's some crazy things that happened that never would have happened in the Scooby-Doo version that I had when I was growing up as a kid. And it's well seen in the very first episode of the first season. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, because he kind of spoiled it for me, but I watched the whole first season. I had to binge watch it. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll hit you guys back up with the next video. You guys have a good night. See ya.